In a speech following Lower House Speaker Roberto Fico's announcement, in which he said that coalition allies failed to come together and failed to revive the government, President Mattarella said that going back to the polls is not an option at this stage. And he explained why. He said the country faces a health emergency, but most importantly, if there was a general election, the country would be without a fully operational government for a few months, something he said that the country cannot afford, as Parliament has to pass a number of key reforms, the main one being the country's economic recovery plan. That's why President Mattarella took the decision to summon former ECB President Mario Draghi. The two will meet on Wednesday at midday, and we understand that Draghi could begin one first round of political talks as early as Wednesday afternoon to form a government of national unity, and he will very likely hold talks with all political leaders as we're talking about a broader coalition this time. And this would be the option in case Conte's reappointment failed. Mario Draghi's name has been mentioned on a few occasions in the past few days as a possible replacement for Giuseppe Conte. But according to the Italian media, and up until Tuesday, Mattarella said that there had been no contact between himself and Draghi. President Mattarella, though, sees this as the only option available as the country faces such difficult times.
Well, the speech that Mattarella delivered yesterday was really dramatic in many ways, in its undertones. I think one doesn't really need to be a rocket scientist to understand that in many ways he is right. What he said was, look, we are going through the most critical phase of the country's recent history. We have been wasting 1 month trying to solve a political crisis that the public doesn't really understand. We should really get down to business and start dealing with the country's many problems. And we should, he openly said this. He said, we should avoid a new election. This is not a good time for launching an electoral campaign. This is not a good time in terms of public health, but even in terms of Italy's obligations vis-a-vis the European Commission when it comes to trying to draft a credible plan for the recovery fund.
But credibility is so important, isn't it? Because when we look at the perception from the population here, how much credibility can an unelected leader have?
And here you see all the tragic that really characterizes Italian politics, because in fact, Draghi really, Mario, whatever it takes, Draghi really embodies every single quality that no politician currently has, in Italy. So he is, he's competent, is credible, he has an excellent reputation in Italy and abroad, and he's an incredible problem solver. However, the problem really is that he's not, he hasn't clearly been elected. He's presented as what it is, that is a technocrat. And this, I think, speaks really volumes about the state of crisis of Italian politics, the incredibly low quality of leadership that...
But as there is a political crisis, there's clearly a health crisis and also an economic one at the same time. To what extent, then, does the president have to say, we just need a leader and one quickly? We can't afford a lengthy and costly election process right now.
Yeah, that's, this is like, again, a feature, I would say, of the Italian constitutional system. If political parties were stronger, there would be no need for the president of the republic to step in and say something like that. So do something like what Mattarella did yesterday, really. But at a time when political parties have clearly showed that they're incapable of coming up with, and they're not even willing, to be fair, to come up with some sort of solution, compromise, then that's when the political role of the president of the republic, which is usually a super partes figure, becomes much more relevant. So this is what this happens only really at times of crisis.